Okay, so in my first video, I talked about the fact that I had a manuscript written for this book, and I thought it was pretty good. But as I said, I kind of got inspired to try to make it more rhymey and take some inspiration from Dr. Seuss. But I got to tell you, I was terrified because it's hard. It's hard to come up with something that rhymes and isn't cheesy, but still says what you want to say. And frankly, I'd kind of put it off for a while. And then something happened that was pretty remarkable, at least for me. I have not often the type of that I just get flashes of inspiration. I don't think most artists actually do, or writers or creators. I think most of the time inspiration comes from putting your butt in the seat and working and having good days and bad days where no ideas come. And then once in a while you get some good ideas. So in this case though, I was driving to Minneapolis. I had a speaking gig out there, and it was about a 5-hour drive. And it turned out that compared to the flight, because I'd have to take 2 flights, like it was almost the exact same time. So I figured, okay, it'll be easier to fly. To drive. There'll be more in my control. And so I figured, well, maybe I can think a little bit about the book. And I'm like, my idealized version was like, oh, I'll come up with all these great ideas. But I was kind of afraid because that doesn't usually happen. But on this particular day, after about an hour in the car of not doing, pretty silent, I decided to kind of turn my attention to the book. And I had printed out a draft of what I had before, and I just started playing around with some ideas and thoughts. And the first couple lines I came up with were, "Here's an ordinary penguin, or so it would seem. Marty, you see, had an impossible dream." And I had my phone, and I would just put the audio transcription so I could keep my eyes on the road, and I would just say stuff. I was like, okay. And it was almost like that was like the dam breaking. I mean, it took me a while to come up with that line, that opening stanza, but it was sort of like the dam broke. And then I would start to think of other parts of the book, and I would kind of play around in my head and came up with an idea. And I came up with like that could rhyme with that, and that could say that. And then I'd write, record that in the phone. And then it just sort of just kept coming. And there were points where I was like, I can't believe I'm getting all these good ideas. And then there were a couple sticking points in the book where I'm like, okay, what are some of the other dreams that he has? Because I knew I wanted him to have a couple different dreams. And I think what I realized is the book itself is, and I'll talk about this more later, but the book is going to have sort of an idea that, we have certain dreams and they don't always turn out exactly the way we thought, but in some cases they might even be better. So I wanted to have a lot of different variety of dreams. And so another line I came up with was, he wanted to master the best belly flop and open the world's first muffin top shop. And so I'm already starting to think about what some of the imagery I'll be able to use in it. But I'm telling you, I think in that drive to Minneapolis, I had about 90% of the book just came out. And I immediately was like, this is way better than my original draft. I'm so excited. I feel like now I have some momentum to keep going and to start with some sketches. And in the meantime, I've kind of like fine-tuned some of the script. It's probably 95% there now. But like I said, I've never had anything like that before. So hopefully that is good tidings for what's to come. I haven't really shared it with anyone yet, not even Kim. I'm sure she'll be begging me shortly. But I just wanted to share this chapter of the story. It's kind of a big breakthrough for me. I'm very excited, and we'll keep you in the loop as we go along.